taking everything from this bow, putting it onto this bow. First, we're going to take off the sight. Now we're going to take off the rest. Now the sidebar. Sight I'm going to be using is the Excel Picatinny Landslide with an UltraView scope with their 3-pin hunting cartridge in it with no light. Since I won't be taking it off, give it a little extra tight. Rest I'm going to be using is the Hamsky Epsilon. Tight. Should be good enough. So now I'm going to do quiver. It's a Hoyt 6-arrow 2-piece ultralight quiver. Pieces on. Now with that top piece on, we're going to add the bottom piece. sidebar mount. Sidebar. So I'm gonna get the bow level now, or the sight leveled, now that I have. So now I have the bow leveled. I'm gonna use the Hamskea Gen 2 third axis level. Well, for all of the axes actually. So I'm gonna do the first axis first. What I like to do is I like to set this little arrow level we have perfect on the scope. So it's sitting in the middle on the flat spot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take Allen key and loosen this screw here and to rotate the housing, scope housing to the right, because the bubble is just barely out. Not super far, but just enough. Slightly undo it. Right there is perfect. Right there. Do the trick. Perfect. I'll just tighten this screw down a little bit. So, with that clamped on, see now that both are pretty off, way to the right now. So we're gonna have to shift that first axis over. Take Allen key. Do these here. Slide in. So both of the bubbles in the middle of the lines. Try to make it as perfect as I can. Now that I slided it over, both bubbles are now perfect. And all I did was adjust this piece this way so it slid it more vertical. So now I'm going to do the D-loop knocking points. So I'm going to use one of my old hunting arrows. Put this on here. Now I'm going to undo the rest cord, make sure it's in its shooting position. I'm going to slide the Hamskea waypoint arrow level onto the arrow itself. just like that. So now I'm going to take my silver Sharpie, put a mark right at the top and right at the bottom of the knock itself. Slide this off. I have the two silver points where the knock is going to be. It's going to go in between those two. So even though I have my Sharpie points on there, I'm still going to throw the arrow on just so I make sure I get the right distance between the knocking points so I don't end up getting knock pinch. So I'm going to do this top one pretty much on the knock itself on top so I can maintain that perfect level with the rest. But I'm going to do the bottom one so where it gives me, or I'm going to do the bottom one a distance away from the knock so it doesn't give me that knock pinch and I can maintain accuracy without compromising the arrow flight. Slide that down. Burn these. Slide back up. But now I'm going to do 4 to 5 serving wraps below the knock, because since the RX8 is a 30 axle to axle and I'm running a little bit longer draw length at 29 where the max is 30, it's going to be a higher angle at the point of draw, like where the arrow is. So I'm going to run it a little lower than I normally would, just so I don't get as much. Right about there. So now I have a decent amount of wiggle room to keep it from pinching in there. Now I'm going to do the D-loop. Work out and pinch this together. There. fluff it out real good. I can get a nice ball going. Smash down, just like that. Record a little bit. Top through. I'm going to take the pliers and wrap it around the end here. Pull. Pinch these down. Do it again. Work it under the D-loop. Squeeze. Get nice and seated in there. Spin it to match my Peep. About this center. That big ball going, big floof, and melt it all down so it makes a decent sized melt spot. Wrench on it one more time. There we go. There we go. A little bit, make sure it finds a Peep. Perfect. I got the D-loop done. Now I'm going to test the poundage. Poundage is 83.7 with a 7.7 holding weight. So before I took the Peep out of my other bow, I measured from the center of the Peep to the center of the D-loop to be 5.5 inches. So I put it in there as a baseline. And now I'm going to see if it actually is correct. Put it in there, I'll just
thinking places where you spend your time. Ain't no place I'd rather go. You're a funny little critter and I love you so. And I wanna take a ride and we'll bear in your mind.
So now with the Peep in place to where it hopefully will not spin when I pull it back, I'm going to tie it in because I have it how I like it. I'm able to see directly through my scope. Not crunched on my head. Stay, have an consistent anchor.
sitting down, we can wave to the people in my hometown now. Come on, baby, let's fly up to the moon. And I wanna take a ride in the whip there in your mind. Take me all around to the thinking places where you spend your time. Ain't no place I'd rather go. Yeah,
So now that I have first and second axis leveled, take hamster level, and this rod all the way up. I'm going to draw back, line up this rod, corner of the door frame, level out the bow, and go straight down, make sure all the third axis stuff. So now I'm going to draw back, level my bow, and then line up the peep or the rod. Straight down. So everything looked good as I went up, then I went down, or I went down, then up. Everything stayed, the bubbles stayed perfect as I stayed along the straight line of the door frame, so everything should be good with the third axis. So now I have it on the drawboard. Timing. It looks like the bottom cam is a little bit slower than the top cam here. So with the bottom cam being slower than the top cam, I'm going to put a twist into the control cable here to then speed it up a little bit. Half a twist should do the trick. Make sure everything is still where it's supposed to be. Press. It seems to be. So now that I ended up taking a twist and a half out of the control cable, this bottom control cable. This top cam and the bottom cam, the feet here, end up hitting at perfectly the exact same time, which is what we're looking for, which means we're done with timing and we can go on to shooting now. So I'm now gonna paper tune the bow. Everything else should be good. Sights level, tune is, or timing's good. So we do have a knock left tear. We're gonna slightly move the rest to the left, chase that a little bit, see if we can get a bullet hole before shimming. Hopefully not a ton of movement because I don't really want to shim the bow, but if I have to, I will. So what I'm going to do now, loosen this from here. Just slightly move it to the left a little bit. Just about that much, and I'll see if that did the trick. Second time. still a little bit left right there, so we might have to shim it just a little bit. So with the tail being to the right, I'm only going to move or try moving this top piece first, this top axle or the top cam. Shim it over a little bit. So I got the axle out. So now I'm going to put in the new shims. So we're going to go thick black on this side and then thin black. But push that back in. And take the thin black spacer. Set it there. Bring the tail back up. We're going to take the thick black spacer. Get all everything done. I get sighted in. So now on Broadhead tune, I'm going to shoot the Broadhead first so I'm not cutting any scratches. There's that one. Now we're going to shoot field point. The goal is to get him to hit the same spot on the target. So with the two arrows being pretty close, this is the broadhead arrow, and this is the fill point arrow. We're gonna shoot them again, make sure no adjustments on the rest are gonna be needed. So now with the sight moved up, hopefully it brings the broadhead and fill point closer together, if not perfect. Take another shot. That was kind of a bad shot. Not the best executed shot. So this was the broadhead arrow. And the second arrow shot, we're not going to count that one. That was a bad shot. Then this one. So they're closer height-wise, and I think the left and right difference was me. Okay, so now we're outside. I'm gonna shoot a quick 20 just to make sure everything's still on before I sight in. So it's a little high since it's cold outside. That's good right there. So now we're gonna shoot at 3 yards to get a rough 50, so we don't accidentally miss when we're at actual 50 yards. It's a little high. Still a little high. So I raised the sight up a little higher since it's still a little high. So that was a perfect shot. So I ended up putting it at 35, 36 yards right about. And it hit perfectly in the middle. So we're gonna go back to 50, try it again. It should be good. Okay, so now we're at 50 yards. Exactly. Shoot for that middle circle. Hopefully it's in the general area. That middle circle, so I ended up at the bottom set of circles. So I'm going to go a little lower. About there. Second arrow. Just a little bit higher. So that one was just a little bit higher, so I moved it down a couple yards on the pre-existing sight tape. So that one was right, real close. I'll move it down just another hair. That should be good. Put it where it needs to be. So I ended up moving it just a little too much down, so go back up, shoot one more arrow, then go check them. But it should be good right here. That looked perfect in the middle. So ended up being just above 40, about 49, 49 and a half, or 39, 39 and a half, somewhere there for 50 yards, so should be good. Now we can put on the sight tape. Okay, so now we're gonna match up the sight tape. It was just above the 20, right about there. There is perfect. Yeah, this one looks good. And then now we're gonna have to slide this red yardage indicator down to match the 5. So now we're going to shoot 60, make sure the sight tape's on, and then we'll shoot 40 just to test it. So that was perfect, just a little left. So now we're going to go up to 40, test it, and then we should be good. Okay, so now we're at 40, going to test it. Perfect shot. Sight tape's on, so now we should be good to rock and roll. I'm gonna shoot my practice broadhead, make sure they fly about the same area, so when hunting season does come, turkey season, should be good. So it was just a little high, but I'm not super worried about that. Okay, so we ended up using sight tape number 5. Lined up perfect for all the yardages we tested. And then with the 3 pins, they're already set from last year's hunting season, so I'm gonna leave them for now and then I'll set them to these arrows once hunting season comes closer, but for right now I'm not gonna mess with them.